Good evening. I think from that video, you know the background of what we're talking about and why turning that spotlight on is such a great tool for us. I was going to make a few more comments, but only 3 hours ago, we received a remarkable letter from Reza Khandon, who is Nasrin's husband, and he asked that I read it this evening. So it says better than I could possibly say what is happening. Here's his letter. To the President and respected members of PEN, as you know, many writers, poets, literary artists, and even politicians around the world have spent years of their lives defending the concept of freedom of expression. While held captive behind the walls of prisons, many of them have created everlasting memoirs, letters, meditations, poems, and books that are unique and also irreplaceable. On March 17th, 2011, the prison officials stormed Nasrin's cell and confiscated the only writing instrument she was able to keep away from the eyes of the guards, along with all the tissues, paper towels, and so forth that she had written her notes on. This means that now she has no way of writing to the courts. She has been deprived of the right to write to her children and her family. She has been prohibited from writing articles and books. She is not even allowed to write to herself. She has been declined permission to write a memoir of her experience in prison. She does not even have a pencil to mark the days as they slowly pass by on the jail wall. For centuries, prisoners have been granted the right to write. What is happening to Nasrin is therefore unimaginable. It is unthinkable that a prisoner not be allowed to write to her own children in this day and age. And according to the current court ruling and her situation, without any additional charge, she will be without a pen for 4,000 days. We will honor and record the day of March 17th, 2011 in our history, so that our children will remember the dedication and sacrifice of all those around the world who urge freedom to write. Warmest regards, Reza Khandon. After reading that, it is my enormous pleasure to honor and introduce a fellow author, a world-renowned human rights activist and a lawyer, and the recipient of the 2003 Nobel Peace Prize, Dr. Shirin Ebadi, who is accepting tonight's award on behalf of Nasrin. Dr. Ebadi is joined by Shirin Ishadi, and she will assist in translation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Shirin Ebadi.
خانم ها و آقایان، شب شما خوش. متشکرم از اینکه پن جایزه امسال خود را به همکار دربند من خانم نسرین ستوده اختصاص داده است.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank PEN for naming Nasrin Sotoudeh, my colleague, who is in prison at the present time, as the recipient of the PEN 2011 prize.
این جایزه به معنای احترام گذاردن به کلیه افرادی است که برای بیان عقاید خود در زندان به سر میبرند.
This prize rewards all those who are in prison for having expressed their opinions.
بازجویان امنیتی از اولین روز بازداشت نسرین او را تحت انواع فشارهای جسمی روحی قرار دادند تا به دروغ علیه خود اعتراف بکنه و چون قبول نکرد گفتند که حداقل به 10 سال حبس محکوم میشه.
Nasrin's interrogators from the first day that she was detained put her under severe physical and psychological pressure in order to incriminate herself. And they gave her 10 years of punishment for not cooperating.
و از آنجا که قوه قضاییه ایران استقلال خودش را از دست داده، قاضی پیرعباسی نسرین رو به 11 سال حبس محکوم کرد.
Since the judiciary in Iran has lost its independence, Judge Pir-Abbasi sentenced Nasrin to 11 years.
5 سال اون به خاطر فعالیت‌های حقوق بشری و همکاری با کانون مدافعان حقوق بشر، 5 سال به خاطر اقدام علیه امنیت ملی از طریق مصاحبه با رسانه‌ها، 1 سال هم به خاطر نشر اکاذیب علیه حکومت ایرانه. او علاوه بر حبس به 20 سال محرومیت از شغل وکالت و ممنوعیت از خروج از کشور و همچنین به علت عدم رعایت حجاب به جزای نقدی محکوم شد.
5 years of her imprisonment was for her human rights activities and cooperation with the Center for the Defense of Human Rights. 5 years for measures taken against national security through giving interviews to the media, and 1 year for spreading lies about the government. She has also been sentenced to a fine for non-observance of the hijab. In addition to criminal punishments, she has been barred from leaving the country and deprived from the practice of law for 20 years.
مقاومت‌های این وکیل شجاع در قبال قانون شکنی‌های مأمورین امنیتی و مسئولین زندان ادامه داره و به همین دلیل بازجوی امنیتی او را تهدید کرد که حکم بدوی در مرحله تجدید نظر عیناً تایید خواهد شد.
This courageous attorney continues to resist the illegal activities of the security officers and her wardens in prison. Her interrogator has informed her that the judgment of the first instance court will be confirmed in the Court of Appeal. In order to state a protest to such practice, Nasrin has decided to forego the appeal.
نسرین به عنوان اعتراض از حق تجدید نظر خود صرف نظر کرد تا به دنیا نشان بدهد که چگونه قضاتی حاکم بر جان و مال مردم هستند.
By foregoing her appeal, she believes that her decision will show to the world which judges preside over lives of people in Iran.
قاضی پیرعباسی به همراه 31 نفر دیگر از مامورین قضایی، امنیتی و نظامی از سوی اتحادیه اروپا به علت شرکت مستقیم در سرکوب و کشتار مردم مورد تحریم قرار گرفته.
Judge Pir-Abbasi and 31 other judicial, military, and security officers have been sanctioned by the European Union for having participated in the killings of the people. They have been banned from entering European countries.
اونها اجازه ورود به هیچ یک از کشورهای اروپایی رو ندارن و اگر اموالی در اروپا داشته باشن مصادره میشن.
And if they have property in Europe, their property will be confiscated.
مقاومت وی و سایر زندانیان سیاسی به تدریج آثار خود را نشون میده و برای اولین مرتبه در تاریخ چند قاضی به علت صدور احکام متعدد غیرقانونی و غیر عادلانه مورد تحریم قرار گرفتند.
The impact of the resistance of Nasrin and other political prisoners is gradually being felt. This is the first time in history that judges are being sanctioned for having issued unfair and unjustified judgments. Okay.
Okay. نسرین پسری 4 ساله و دختری 11 ساله دارند که هرچند بی‌تاب بازگشت مادر به منزل هستند اما با تمام خردسالی ارزش فداکاری مادر را می‌فهمند و به پدر خود که همراه همیشگی نسرین و پشتیبان فعالیت‌های اوست گفتند که مادر در زندان است تا دیگر کودکی اعدام نشود.
Nasrin has a 4-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter. Although they're both very young and miss their mother, they appreciate Nasrin's sacrifice. They have told their father, who is Nasrin's best friend and supporter, that mommy is in prison so that no child is executed in the future.
او نمونه است از زنان آزاده ایران و آینه است از وکلای مستقل که مدافع حقوق بشر هستند.
She is a symbol of the free women of Iran and a mirror of independent human rights attorneys.
همکار ارجمندم بسیار علاقمند بود تا پیامی برای شما بفرستد ولی متاسفانه او در زندان از کلیه حقوق یک زندانی محروم است و با او حتی بدتر و خشن‌تر از یک جانی رفتار می شود.
My dear colleague was very eager to send her personal message tonight. However, in prison, she is even deprived of prisoners' rights. She is being treated worse than a murderer and could not send her message tonight.
و در نتیجه نتوانست پیامی ولو کوتاه ارسال کند و بدین لحاظ من مفتخرم که با قبول این جایزه سپاس او را به همه شما که به آزادی بیان نه تنها در کشور خود بلکه در سراسر جهان احترام می‌گذارید تقدیم کنم.
In light of the above, I proudly accept the prize on her behalf and thank all of those who respect freedom of expression not only in their own country but all over the world.